Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. The next episode of Red Valkyrie is about to start. Hello, welcome to another episode of Red Valkyrie. I'm your host, Shae the Red, and I am here with the very talented Erik Bitmanis. How are you doing, sir?
Hi, thanks so much for having me on the show. Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm super excited. And I've been saying this because recently, I probably want to say there's been like 5 or 6 streams in the past like week or two that have had redheads as their main characters, like redhead
Oh, really?
females, and I'm like,
Okay.
I'm just dying. I love it so much because it means that it's an easier cosplay because I don't have to wear a wig or anything.
Nice, nice. There you go.
But look, redheads are hot, and I feel like they need to be used a lot more. So I'm really happy that you're just like,
we're making a push for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. And this one, you made a very gorgeous, badass, like Street Fighter chick.
Well, Sarah's. That's actually a lot of Sarah's work right there. She's done an excellent job when making Leah. Not only, yes, she's very attractive, but at the same time, like she is incredibly. You can see just like a very competent fighter.
Yeah, she definitely seems it, especially the little bumper that you have right here for the trailer, where she's just like pouring blood out, and she's like, "All right, let's do this." She's just
a scrapper.
She's ready to go.
Yeah,
I love it. So before we get into your pitch for Gray Matter, I want to play your video, and I want to see kind of what you put out there. So let's
do it.
Let's watch that.
Hello and welcome to Gray Matter. Gray Matter issue number 1 is a 28-page full-color cyberpunk adventure. Set in the near future, cybernetics are now part of almost every human body. But it comes with a drawback. Cybernetics slowly kill you. The fusion of flesh and metal is never meant to be a long-term relationship. The metal leaches poison into the body slowly over its use. The more you use, the faster the poison moves. We follow Leah, a young woman who makes her living slugging it out in underground street fighting rings. Leah lives waiting until her use of cybernetics finally causes the poison, known as graying, to kill her. Things change when she is offered a job to bring a young girl named Rachel to the safety of the inner city. This job brings money that can make the rest of Leah's life a little more comfortable. But what Leah discovers is this girl shows no symptoms of cybernetic poisoning, making her highly sought after by the crime lords controlling the outer city. What follows is a journey that is sure to push Leah to her breaking point, and possibly to a quicker death than any graying could provide. This campaign, we are offering Gray Matter issue number 1 and the Indiegogo exclusive variant cover. Both books offer beautifully rendered artwork, but only the Indiegogo exclusive variant features behind-the-scenes artwork, character renders, and a bunch of extra features. If you like your science fiction or cyberpunk a little dirty, scrappy, and full of grit, you'll love Gray Matter. Back Gray Matter today, exclusively on Indiegogo.
There we go.
Dude, that's one of the better.
You like that one? Oh,
that's
awesome.
one of the better campaign videos I've seen.
Oh, sick. Thanks.
I like it. First off, the music was spot on for what you're trying to do. Secondly, your art that you have for this campaigan, just, oh my gosh, if that doesn't fucking sell this shit.
Like Sarah's so good at what she does. Yeah.
Oh, I understand she's camera shy. I am so bummed she is not here because holy shit, I just want to like heap praise on her. She's done phenomenal work. Absolutely phenomenal.
I know she's gonna watch this at some point, so she'll definitely get those compliments for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. Because I think that she's done a really good job. So your main character, she's like kind of a big muscular girl. She kind of reminds me of me if I like actually work out, which I haven't done for quite a while. But she's like a broader shouldered, like a bigger kind of female. And
for sure, yeah.
I don't know how Sarah's done it, but she managed to keep the really broad shoulders and keep her really, really feminine and sexy while still looking super powerful and dangerous. And I love that. That is so badass to see, because that's what I look for. You know, when I grew up, I was looking for like She-Hulk. And I was like, oh, She-Hulk's going to be amazing. And then I read it and the story was crap. And I was like, well, this sucks.
That was a letdown. Yeah.
Like, at least she looks good, but damn, like the second she starts talking, it's just like a stupid woman. Like, it's horrible. And so
they just would miss the mark with it. That sucks.
And it's like, you know, looking at this gives me a lot of hope. This gives me a lot of hope.
I hope to knock it out of the park for you then. But but Leah is very much, as you said, like, she's gonna be a little more muscular because like she's a street fighter. Like, she's got to be able to like go out there and kick some ass. And at the same time, you've already pointed out, like, just the opening cover where she's all bloody and stuff. She's a scrapper. She's gonna keep going, and she has like an unstoppable will.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
She seems really badass. Okay, all right. Before I start gushing a little bit too much, how about you go ahead and tell us exactly what gray matter is?
Sure. So it already most of my pitch is right there in that video. But what gray matter is and what we're planning on it to be is we're planning on about a 5 to 6 issue miniseries. So to have a completely self-contained story centering around our main character, Leah here, who is, as we saw in the video, is an underground street fighter. And she finds a young girl named Rachel who doesn't have any symptoms of this cybernetic sickness that seems to plague everyone who does have cybernetics in this world. And Leah vows to get Rachel to the safety of the inner city, away from, there's a couple mobsters and people that would love to get their hands on Rachel because of how valuable she is.
Okay. Damn, that's crazy. So, yeah, no, I can't ask that question because that's asking for a spoiler.
I can give maybe something if you want a teaser. We'll see.
Well, I'm just saying, so Rachel has the cybernetic implants, but doesn't have the sickness that comes with it, is what you're saying.
So the sickness in the book is called graying. It just signifies, you'll see in Sarah's art when more pages are released, especially around Leah, you'll see that there is some gray tracks that run up people's arms and legs. Basically just you can see the graying of their bloodstream due to the poison that's being leached into their body from their cybernetics. And then eventually when that poison becomes too high, you die.
Jeez.
But Rachel doesn't have that. So that's what makes her extremely valuable, as well as what catches Leah's attention as well.
So is your artist also your colorist?
Yeah, she is. She's done everything.
Shit.
She's been busy. Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah. Like, if you look at what she started with, and then her simple inks and then her grays.
So she works completely digitally, but she does a phenomenal job. You can see just from the form work down at the bottom, just from the initial line work, like, it's unbelievable the amount of detail she's able to put in.
Well, the thing that's so, and this is so rare for me because I love color so much, and I've noticed this more and more, there's a lot of really, really good art and really good artists that are just phenomenal in grayscale. Jason Bascom is one of them. He's in the chat. Unhinged Entertainment. Okay. I refuse to let him, like, he had pitched the idea of coloring Absolute like once, and I think that me and Dan and like 50 other people were like, I swear if you put color on that page, I'm going to hurt you. Like, leave it alone. Yeah. It's beautiful in black and white. It's just because he has so much there. But her grayscale is phenomenal, and then you see that up in color, and I don't know which I like better, to be honest.
Maybe that's something we should do in the future, where we do a complete grayscale launch.
Dude, that would actually be really badass. That would be really, really badass. Just looking at how good and how slick her grays are. So seriously, she's very talented.
I'll make sure to pass on all the compliments, because I'm sure she'll love to hear them.
She'll probably be like, this girl doesn't know what she's talking about. No, seriously, like, it's awesome. This also, I don't know why, but this little like 9 square kind of panel of all.
So right here, these are some of the main characters. Actually, I can go over some of them for that.
Yeah.
So in the center, you can see top center is Leah. So obviously our main character that we've already talked about a bit. To the left of her is a guy named Edmonds, who is another street fighter who is more successful than Leah at this point. He's very, very good at what he does. And he plays a minor role in this story. To the right is Leah's father, who does play a major role. And to the bottom of Leah, you're looking at Bogue, who is the main antagonist of this story. He is the one trying to get his hands on Rachel, who is to the right of him. Yeah, he's a not the nicest man. No, not at all.
He don't look like a great guy.
Yeah. He's just like a little sinister, but honestly, like his intentions for wanting Rachel are more than money. It's actually like he has some pretty good intentions for wanting her, which is what I think makes a good antagonist.
Okay.
He has it's not that he was an antagonist that maybe wants something, but they go about it the wrong way. Is probably I think what makes a good antagonist, because at least then you could understand why they would at least act the way they act.
Yeah.
But again, he's still not a great guy.
Yeah, he doesn't look very good. Who's this guy right here with the lines?
The left, so that's Rusty. That is the guy who runs the Underground Street Fighter Ring and a friend of Leah's as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got these three on the bottom.
Those three on the bottom are just ones we have from our opening two page spread. So we have the page 1-2 spread as well as the 3-4 spread, because we really wanted to start off with a bang. So we went with 2 back-to-back spreads. But we have our tiger down that you saw in the cage from earlier, as well as those 2 guys are mainly just minor bodyguard type characters. But it does highlight one of the rewards we do have, where people can be drawn into the comic, as you see right to the side of that, the Draw Me In tier. So that would be the type of character that we have available for backers to be able to get.
Oh, wow. And you have 2 of those left.
2 left, yeah.
Okay. You know what? Let's, since that was a pretty natural transition. Oh, not that. That was not. That was a bad transition. Let's go ahead and go over your tiers real quick.
Sure, yeah, let's do it. So the ultimate tiers that we have up top. So ultimate tier is literally everything outside of the Draw Me In tier. We have a big poster print of the first page spread, as well as larger cover posters to go along with both versions of Gray Matter. So you have the special edition variant cover that is exclusive to Indiegogo, as well as I call it the OG cover, the original cover as well. So both issues of that, 2 posters, and then the massive page spread.
That is awesome. Gosh, that is so pretty too. I love that.
I'm actually really excited I might print off an extra one for myself just for the wall, but
yeah,
I guess I can do that because I'm the creator.
Definitely should.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something I don't understand. This is a total aside. Creators, when you create something badass that you are giving to your backers, always save one for you.
Oh yeah,
always.
I do that all the time. Yeah.
Like, you guys are terrible at it. You're like, yeah, but I'd rather everyone else have it. And then like 2, 3, 4 years down the line, you go, oh, I don't have one of the originals.
I wish I made an extra one. Yeah.
Always get a copy for yourself. Damn it, that's an accomplishment.
And store it somewhere safe as well.
Yes, like frame it or something. Do something good with it. All right, so you're selling the PDF for $5 Canadian,
which is about, I think, $3.50 American. I don't know what the it's $4. Okay, I don't know what the exchange rate's at the moment. Yeah, but I wanted so me and Sarah both talked. We wanted to have the PDF be really approachable for those that would really like to support the campaign, but maybe due to what's happening currently in the world, they just can't. And so we tried to make it just easy to get into as possible. And then that digital PDF is included in every single tier after that. Because I like to have digital copies too, just because it's so easy then to either share around or just easily store on a hard drive to know that it's there.
Exactly. Well, and I like reading more physical copies and I like holding the books and seeing the art and everything. But I'm also military. I travel a lot. I go TDY a lot, and I'm not packing up,
comic books. How many long boxes are you allowed? Yeah.
Especially because, could you imagine if you took 50 comics with you and they lost your luggage? Like, how heart-wrenching would that be? Or if they like damaged all of your shit.
I would say damage them if they tried to get it back to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Horrible. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I wouldn't risk it. Thank you for having a digital.
No worries. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. So below that,
Below that, we go right into the OG covers. So the first issue of Gray Matter, we're looking at, I believe, 28 pages or 26 pages. 28 pages. 28 pages. It was a change halfway through where I was talking with Sarah. She's like, I'd really like to do a spread here. It's like, okay, well, that elongates it a bit. But this will be the first issue of Gray Matter, and that's with the original cover, and that's available for $20 Canadian.
Nice.
And here is the Indiegogo exclusive variant cover. So as I said in the video, we're trying to actually pack a bunch of bonus content into the back of this. So we're going to have some of Sarah's early line work, some of the script pages, just to make it as, I think, unique and special as possible, just because it's only going to be available here on Indiegogo.
That's really, I like that. I like when a variant cover isn't just a variant cover, like when there's something more to it. My bank account doesn't, because that usually means I'm going to end up paying
it's not the same for all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Like this is probably at least, this is the minimum tier I'm going to end up with.
Right there. Nice. I appreciate that.
At a minimum.
Yeah. So that is the both cover tier. You're getting both right there, the Indiegogo exclusive as well as the OG cover. And the digital, of course, because digital is in all things. And then here, Sarah really wanted to do some cover prints. So we wanted to make these big 11x17 cover prints, because I was thinking about doing the smaller ones, but I think her work deserves to be shown off a little more, something that can be easily put up on a wall. So we went with the 11x17 cover prints, and I'm going to be stripping those with top loaders to make sure that everything arrives in pristine condition, so we don't have to worry about any damage.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Something to think about if you haven't already. If you had one of those, if you had like each of the posters as add-ons as well.
Oh, not bad.
Because if maybe somebody wants both the books, but they only want one of them in 11x17 to put on their wall.
Yeah, legit. Actually, I should probably do that. Thank you for that.
See, this is what I try to do here. I try to help. Okay. And
there's the double page spread poster that I mentioned earlier. So this is our very first opening spread without dialogue from the first one and 2 pages. We have that included with both books, and that's going to be a fairly large poster, larger than 11x17. I think we're going by 18x24, but please please correct me on what I have listed there, because I just forget.
It says 18x24.
Perfect. There we go.
It's like your campaign or something. It's almost like you wrote this campaign.
How to put this together, yeah.
That is gorgeous. And for people who can't read this little tiny print right here, it's about $57. $57. You're getting an 18x24 poster, both copies of Gray Matter and the digital. So that is not bad. That is not bad. You're making it very difficult for me to not spend a lot of money. I just want you to know that.
Well, I'm glad I was able to do that then.
Oh, damn it, Eric. Okay.
And then Sarah's also open up for some custom commissions. We have only a limited amount available, but if you really like Sarah's artwork, she's available to do, I believe she wanted to do a bust, 11x17 custom commission. So a little bit of a simple background as well as a character in the foreground. This could be anything outside of Gray Matter, anything from your wild imagination, except for X-rated content.
Good for her for putting that up there.
I put that up there just from knowledge of previous campaigns.
This is crazy. All right, so $57 is what was getting you the double page poster, both issues of Gray Matter and the digital. This one, you're getting all of that plus the cover prints plus a custom commission, and it's like not even $60 more.
Yeah, we wanted to make it pretty easy.
Holy mother crap! That is, damn it, Eric.
Sorry. Yeah.
You are absolutely giving away like Sarah's giving away her work for real. That's a crazy value to be able to get a custom commission. If that is something that you are interested in, there's only 10 slots. I would jump on that as quickly as humanly possible, because holy cow, that's insane.
Yeah, I think more of Sarah's work deserves to be in the world, so that's a tier that would be awesome for people to back.
Yeah, that's holy cow. All right, and then we have the Draw Me In.
Which I already alluded to a little bit earlier. So Draw Me In, we're allowing, we only have a couple spots open, I think 2 left right now. And that's going to be, so Sarah can draw your likeness right into the book, and you're going to be assigned a line of dialogue as well.
Oh, that is very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So this is probably one of the least expensive campaigns I think I've seen.
Oh, really?
When it comes to all this stuff. Usually a draw-in tier isn't coming with everything before it. And it's usually, from what I've seen, $150 for you to get like drawn in and a copy of the book.
Wow. Okay.
So you're doing 152
cool. Okay, right.
with everything.
Well, it's, again, I just want it to be approachable for everybody. I think to have as many people be involved with the campaign and be able to read the book, that's what our main goal was.
That's crazy. This is a really good deal. Okay, so question: 18 by 24 double page poster. Mm-hmm. How are you shipping that, sir?
It would be an absolute bitch to ship, but I have looked it up. So I'm going to be shipping it with. There's a company called Chit Chats. Again, top loaders will be used in order to protect the work.
Okay.
And then Chit Chats allows me to ship in while still remaining in Canada, and then get USPS postage rates. So that's will be the company I've looked into and how I plan on shipping it. If something changes, I'm not sure, but I haven't found a better deal yet. But that's
you need to share that little tip out for all of the people in Canada, because that's a really, really good way to do this if that's possible. Especially because for me, I'm in Maryland, right? So Canada's like a couple of states that way.
Yeah,
like just
it's really not that far.
Right. And my shipping for an 11 by 17 went from about, I want to say it was about $8 to $10, like standard, right?
Yeah.
It went from that to 38 because it was going across the border.
Isn't that awful? Oh man.
It was like, I could drive it there. Damn, I just don't have a visa, so
probably
I
pay less gas money to get there. Yeah. It's awful. Shipping over borders is terrible. Usually when I ship to the States, I pile everything into my car and then I will drive over the border and have to do all the paperwork, and it's a major pain, but you save so much money doing it that way.
Yeah. I believe it because it's expensive as hell, and that's something people don't consider, especially when you're in America. You're like, but Canada is like right there.
Yeah,
like it's just right there, and it's like, oh yeah, but there's this little border thing, and that thing is going to triple your cost.
The one border office that has to stop in, that's triple the cost right there.
Yeah, it's horrible. Unhinged says, I'm in Ohio. I'll row over to Canada.
Perfect. Yeah, actually, that's not far at all. You're like 3 hours from, I think, we're Windsor, just over by Detroit area.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really close.
Oh my goodness. This is you got a really awesome campaign here, and this is incredibly reasonable, and you really have me considering this $152.
Well, thank you so much, because that would be awesome too. Yeah. Then we could have your likeness in it. It'd be so much fun.
I could. Oh gosh.
Yeah, anyone who's
kind of in it, if we're gonna be honest. You'd have her like have a doppelganger.
Ooh, maybe. But there's other issues to be written, so
look at that. Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna take a break from my sad little paycheck. This is a really cool campaign. So how many issues of this, like in a perfect world, how many issues would you want of Gray Matter?
Perfect world, I still want only about 5 to 6 issues. I'm a reader who really likes miniseries. I find it's very approachable, especially for when you're trying to get new readers into comics. Is that it's super easy to hand them a trade paperback to be like, oh, check out this comic, and then they don't have to go looking for anything else. It's just right there. And I really, really like that. And I will go out of my way to buy, if I see an indie trade paperback, I go, oh, is that self-contained? Sure, I'll pick it up because maybe I'll really like it. And I also like when a story ends for a character too, when you see that complete arc. And I find it's a more complete journey, at least for me. I'm nothing against ongoing series. I do read plenty of ongoing series, but I have a big soft spot for those limited series. So 6 issues of Gray Matter for Leah's story. Now, if we return to the world of Gray Matter for someone else's story, that's always a possibility. But Leah's story, I have planned for 6 issues.
Okay. That makes sense to me. That's something that I like too. I like, as much as I like the idea of a story that's going to be continuous for 30, 40, 50 issues, that's also really daunting for me, because it means that I'm going to have to keep up on your project. And if I'm going to be wholly honest, somebody like me, I'm probably not going to. I probably will for the first 2, 3, 4 issues. But if I know that you've got another 30 coming, I'm going to be a drop off reader.
Yeah, and it's completely fair too, just because it's a lot. There's a lot of good content out there too. Yeah,
there's so many amazing indie stories and stuff out there, and then there's also the fact that trying to make sure that I know where you are, and if you're going to, what happens when you no longer need Indiegogo, like what publisher are you going to, and now I have to be up on that, and then I have to remember to check that. It just turns into a whole lot of stuff. So I love it when people can do mini series or when they do one shots, because I like the idea of, I'm going to get your book and I'm going to get that story and it's going to be amazing. And then I'm going to have like that completed story. I'm going to feel happy about it. And then I can move on to the next amazing story, whether that's from you or from another writer.
And it feels good finishing a story too. You get to the end of it, you're like, oh, that's great. There's always a little part of me that's sad when I finish a story, but it's that satisfied part that's like, oh, I finished a story. It was great. I loved it. I'll look for more stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So Jason Bascom, Speak of the Devil, has a really good question. He says, what sparked your concept or your inspiration for this book?
For this book? Perfect. Okay. So the concept and inspiration is a whole mash of things. This is now my second cyberpunk series. So The Matrix was a huge influence on my first series, and it still carries over to this series just because I think it was such a seminal piece of work as I was growing up. Alongside that, in terms of aesthetics, is Blade Runner. In terms of story, the biggest concept, the biggest inspirations for that are Children of Men, which is a fantastic movie if anyone's ever seen it, well as the very first Last of Us video game. I haven't played the second one yet. I saw a bunch of people complaining about it online, but the first one I really, really loved and did play that one, and that played another major influence. And you can see the parallels between those two stories as well as what I just pitched. But I promise it's different.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always going to be a little bit different. And the thing is it's really, really hard for you to do a good cyberpunk story and not have it be at least somewhat influenced by Blade Runner. Like, if you have seen any of those, if you've seen any of those like iconic, just brilliant cyber future punk kind of stories, there's a reason that they are so iconic, and it is so hard to not be like, okay, but I really like this one part that they had of it. Like for your guys, they're getting infected and then they're gonna die. Well, Blade Runner had something similar to that, where there was a limited amount of time that you were on this earth if you were, a cybernetic,
a replicant.
Yeah. And so the fact that that's kind of what you got, and you're like, I'm going to do it a little differently, where they're still human, but they have this like cybernetic piece, and that's what's infecting them, and that's what's tearing down their time. And the more, it's almost kind of like the idea of plastic surgery, the more like Botox you get. So the more cybernetic implants you get, the shorter you make your lifespan.
Well, it's like you make your life amazing for that short period of time. I kind of wanted to play with that, to be like, oh, how much are you willing to give up in order for like a short burst of being like, oh, I'm so amazing at this, but like 10 years down the line, I'm done, I'm off. Which I guess you could draw parallels to if anyone's read, oh man, what's that Gillen book? Oh, this is gonna bother me now. I can't remember it. Just anyone in the chat, if you can remember that, it was an Image series. It had. Oh, that's going to bother me. It's going to come to me in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You just go ahead.
I'll just blurt it out suddenly.
You just say it randomly.
Yeah.
And then we'll get back to it. Hello, first-time viewer. How are you doing,
awesome.
Jay? Welcome. Feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you know when we're doing these, assuming you like what you see. Hey, Ed Wolverine says he did finally get a stream alert. Oh my gosh.
Great.
Let me just tell Eric. We're gonna get real. We're gonna peel back the onion. I haven't been able to get any of my subs to get a notification that I was live for like 2.5 weeks.
Really?
And I have no idea why.
Isn't that like one of the important systems they have set up somewhere?
Yeah, no. They're supposed to get a 30-minute warning, and then they're supposed to get a live warning, and those just haven't been happening for whatever reason. So it's been great fun. But no, I'm glad that it finally went out, Wolverine. Thank you for letting me know. And Yeah, so now I got movies I gotta watch. Children of
Children of Men
Men.
is a fantastic movie.
I don't think I've
yes,
seen
please.
that. Like
It's
I want to say I have, but I don't think I have.
It's the same director as that Leo DiCaprio movie from a couple years ago where he's, oh my God, why can't I remember titles? Why can't I
I'm the
remember
same way.
titles? This is killing me. Alfonso Cuarón, the guy who also did Gravity. That was one of his
okay.
one of his big movies was Children of Men, and that was with Clive Owen. Yeah, great movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I recommend. Yeah.
I'll check it out. Jason, thank you for the endorsement for Red Valkyrie. It's gonna stick to it. Redheaded Valkyrie. What's not to like? Oh, thank you guys. You guys are funny. All right. So Jason had another great question for you.
Yeah.
So are this and your other book in a shared universe, or are they two separate universes?
They're two separate books. So my first book was called Hardwired, and that was, again, set in the near future where many people are living out their lives in this interconnected online world, no longer really living in the real world. Mm-hmm. And that world becomes under threat, and the previous creator of the world is brought back into it to save it. And that was Hardwired. So me and another artist named Ross Zuko, we finished that up last year. We had our fourth successful crowdfunding campaign for the 5th issue, which was also a double issue. I think it was like a 44-page issue to finish it off. And then we're looking to do a trade paperback actually just later this year. It's going to be about 150 pages for the complete story.
That sounds awesome. Good hell. So I Borrow Ideas wants to know how much of this book has been completed.
Completed so far. Sarah is almost on the 5th page right now. So we have a ways to go, which is also why we put out our fulfillment date is August of next year, mainly because Sarah just got a gig, a new full-time drawing gig. Okay. And so in order to work around that, she's going to be producing this in her free time. And so we wanted to give us as long runway as possible to make sure that we're not going to be deceiving anybody by being like, oh, we're going to have it done in a couple months, and then you just delay. We want it to be as upfront as possible with that.
Well, and that's the best way to do that. And as much as it sucks having to wait that long, mm-hmm. Sarah is the one doing everything. She's doing all of the inks, the lines, sketches, color, gray. She's doing all of it, right? Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that it's going to take some time for one person to do all of that. And if she's doing that, plus now she has a full-time gig on top of it, mm-hmm. that's going to make it a little bit more
difficult. Of drawing.
It is. And at least you're being upfront and honest about it, so people know what they're getting into right away. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that you should have any kind of backlash, I wouldn't think, for. Like, I think as long as I'm upfront, I'm not trying to deceive anybody that it is going to be a long delivery time. But I'm very excited to see that finished book, though. So absolutely. Jason says, "Is your artist single?" Asking for me.
Asking for you. I think she's taken. Although you can look her up on Instagram. You can find her.
And Wolverine says, "Sight unseen." Jason. Jason just wants a good artist to be his girlfriend. That's all.
Okay.
It's fine. And she's a phenomenal artist. So there you go.
She is a phenomenal artist, yes.
See, there you go. See, with art like this, yes. Oh, that's the best. Okay, back to actual questions. So what are some of your writing influences as far as comics go?
Comic-wise, so I am one who really gravitates towards crime noir stories. So a lot of the books I love to buy are the Brubaker and Phillips books. I have loads of them. So yeah, you're talking about like Fatale series. I bought all of the what was the recent one they just did? Oh my God, I can't do titles right now. This is killing me.
It's okay, I never can.
Yeah, but I love the Fatale series that they did. I also really liked the it was the film one that they did recently. So any type of real crime book, mm-hmm. I really gravitate towards. I love the Parker series as well, which was recently done by Darwin Cook. I think all 4 of those are out now, which are, again, excellent single contained books, fantastic to pick up and just hand around to people. I reread them from time to time just because I love them. But those, I would say anything in that range, and I'm a big Scott Snyder fan, so I like a lot of his horror work, even though I'm not producing horror. So Witches, I haven't read the second Witches yet. I'm not sure if it's out yet. But I really like the first one, and that's in terms of comics. That's who I draw a lot from. outside of that, I'm a big Stephen King fan as well in terms of novels, and then I have a bunch of other fantasy books I love reading as well as science fiction. John Scalzi being another science fiction writer I love.
That's awesome. That's so horror and action are kind of like my two favorites.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I like the dark shit. I like the funny thing is all of the stuff that I got right now, like I think I have 3 different types of fake blood.
3 types?
I have 3 different types of fake blood, 2 types of prosthetic latex stuff to do like really gnarly,
like latex flesh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Why
do you get 3 types of blood though? Just to mix it up in case you're like, oh, I used that one last time.
So
that one's this time.
Some of it is stuff that you can actually like put in your mouth and like spit out, which I almost did today, and decided not to because I actually like this top, so I didn't go that hardcore with the cosplay. I was like, well, hold up, I only got like 1 more of these that's not covered in blood. So, and then I've got the regular like blood kind, which is supposed to just stay like wet look, and then I have this stuff which is scab, which is disgusting and chunky and
nice.
But
it's a
really
joy to get off afterwards.
It peels, which is fun, and then it leaves red and
cool,
it's going to be interesting. Because I just took a shower, so I'm like not trying to like take a shower all over again, but I'm going to have to do something because it's going to be pretty bad.
That's awesome. When you tell me you did cosplays for all this is really, really. What's like actually, if you don't mind me asking a question, what's been your like favorite cosplay that you've done so far for your stream? I need to know now.
Damn, that's a hard one.
It's a hard-hitting question.
That is. I've had a lot of really, really fun ones. I think my most bizarre one was when I did Dan salad. So I did the Easter egg Dan. So it was like an egg head, and he has like little bunny ears. That was the most disturbing one. None of us could look away. Like I couldn't look at the camera because every time I talked, I was like, I'm so distracted.
Well, who is that talking? Yeah.
It was horrible. And I think probably like I really liked when I did Geisha. I really, really liked like Osaka Mime because it was just a bunch of blood. So it was awesome. Like I don't know. I've had a lot of fun with them. I've done a lot of zombies recently and peeled away flesh and stuff like that.
This explains why you have 3 different types of blood to choose from. I get it.
Because you got to find the good blood, right? You got to find the good ones. I apologize also for the crinkling you hear in the background. My dog found a bottle and refuses to listen.
Oh, that's completely cool. I was worried you can see my cat on the chair behind me. I was worried she was going to hop up here because she likes to nestle on keyboards. So when that happens, my computer behaves really, really weird.
Yeah.
And
they usually push all the fun buttons.
Yeah, exactly. Any button that you don't want pushed, that is.
I have a parrot that has tried to reformat BIOS by walking on the keyboard before. I was like, I don't know how you got BIOS
really talented.
Like, stop hacking my computer. You're gonna brick it.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Delete that pesky Windows 32 file.
Just
System 32.
We don't need any of it. It's fine. I Borrow Ideas has another great question. He says, will you be putting this in demand until fulfillment?
Me and Sarah are looking at doing it in demand. This is my first Indiegogo, so I'm still learning the ropes as I go. I've seen a bunch of other campaigns go into in demand, and so I would really like to try to push it as far as we can to getting, because that goal is needed in order to make sure that Sarah is going to be compensated for her time, and then I'm going to be fronting the costs for any of the fulfillment after that. And so, but without that goal, then we need to be able to get Sarah paid. So I'm looking at it. If I think we can get enough traction, and I'll talk with Sarah over it, I think she'd be forward as well. So we can keep trying to push it.
So what I would recommend, as long as you hit your goal, because if you don't hit your goal, then obviously you can't. But once you hit your goal, if you put it off into in demand, then it should be paying you out every 30 days.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So you'll get the first pay from the active campaign, and then every 30 days you should be getting another deposit until you take it out of in demand. And as long as you're still making sales in a 6-month period, it can stay up.
That's cool. Okay.
It would just be making sure that you're still kind of advertising it, even when you know, she's working on some of her other projects to make sure that it's still getting some of those sales.
I did not know that. Thank you for telling me that. That's good.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Yeah. It's been a big learning experience to be on Indiegogo for the first time. I was on Kickstarter for my first 4. So getting used to a new platform. I am not Irish. No, I'm a Canadian boy. Actually, not that far away from Maryland, I don't think.
No, not too far, I don't believe. Yeah. Unhinged says, is the face paint the character has Shae's wearing significant to the character or the story? It's not face paint. That's cuts.
We've been over this.
It's blood. it's look, it's that.
And this is when she's battered up and bruised, but Lay's a scrapper. She's going to stay in there.
She's fighting. Fighting. But thank you for pointing out that it looks like face paint. I tried so hard. Wolverine says that you're over here asking the tough questions. Eyebrow just says Shae looks like she got into a fight with her modern. Did you mean modem? I don't know. Anyway, modern and lost.
Modern. I don't know.
I don't know.
Even a modern
I don't know what
twin
my modern
maybe.
is.
Yeah, you're modern.
Paul says just do it. I like it. Parrot is a secret red hat agent. Yes, my bird is evil.
You have a bird too? Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I have 2. So that's who tries to recode my computer is one of my parrots.
One of the parrots. So one of them's a secret hacker. The other one's just probably running the show. And
the other one just sits in his cage and like talks. And if you go, hey, step up, he's like, God, he like flies away from you.
Okay.
Like he wants to be close to you, but you can't directly engage with him or he gets a little bit upset.
So close on his terms.
Yeah. Yes, he's very cat-like like that.
I got that. Well, I got 2 of them, so I completely get that. Yeah.
Yes. Jason says, go on demand. Even if you get one more backer, that's one more book and one more fan that could lead to many more.
I dig it. Okay. I definitely should. So I'll talk with Sarah about it if we're able to hit funding.
If gosh, whatever. Okay. So this is your first 30 days?
Yeah, the first 30 days here.
Okay, so you're going to extend for another 30, yes?
Oh, I can do that?
Yes, you
thank
can.
God. I've been like stressing the
you
past.
Have. Okay, Eric, we're going to Indiegogo 101 you right now.
Okay, good. I need the 101.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you first launched, you launched for 30 days, correct?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay. Kiba, I'm going to knock your head off. Stop it. So when you did it for the first 30, you can go back in, you can extend it for another 30. I recommend doing that in about 5 days.
Oh, did you see all this stress just melt off my body right now? Oh my God.
So you can only stay active for a total of 45 days. You can't stay active any longer than that. And I'm pretty sure you can only extend once. Yeah. So extend for the full 30 so you have your full 60 days.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Cool. I'm going to do that right after this episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
After everyone's like, oh, Indiegogo secrets. Welcome to Shae Splains.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. See, I was right. It was modem. He did.
Oh, it was modem. Okay.
Okay. I feel better. But yeah, so you basically full 60. We also need to get you on a lot of other streams. Jason was just asking, what other streams have you been on?
So I've been on a couple. I've been on Robin Clayton's stream, which was a lot of fun. That was How to Draw Comics. I've also been on a stream with Doc Hogg, which was a lot of fun as well. That was the Sunday morning stream. And I was just on a stream with Joe, and I'm forgetting Joe's last name at the moment. But Joe, just earlier this week on Wednesday, I was on his stream. It was a lot of fun as well. I will look up the title before we finish here.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yep. Sounds good. Oh, you're so needy and ruining my green screen. What? Get over here.
Is he chewing on a bottle?
She goes back and forth between chewing on a bottle and then poking me with her nose for no reason.
Nice. I love that.
She's just like, hey, come
I'm
hug me. You have only been hugging me for 3 days straight. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
But always more attention. And I just looked up Joe's stream. It's called Art Bros. They just did their they've done a bunch of our like pretty much drawing streams and like behind the scenes drawing streams. And this was their first interview one. So that was just on this past
congratulations.
Wednesday. Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Eyebrow just says get in with Dan Frager or Clint Stoker. I wholeheartedly agree. I am going to send you a list of people to reach out to.
Okay. Yeah, I've reached out to a couple. I was on John Malin's stream way back when he did Indiegogo Presents, I believe back in like June, before we even launched. So that was a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, so Frog G says you can extend once. The language is written in coder, so be careful. You're extending for the total time of the campaign up to 60 days, is my understanding. And yes, one day, Jason, you will spell his name right. We will get a hold of Bancroft. And that's definitely somebody that you should talk to. He's in Australia, so
fun. Okay.
For streaming, I don't know what time is it there for you right now.
Right now it's 8:42.
Okay, so we're in the same time zone. So he streams. He streams at 11.
Okay.
Our time.
Cool.
Because that's his lunchtime. So he's either 11 or midnight, one of the two. But he's a really, really good one to get on for sure.
Okay.
And Jason's doubling down. That's what I said. I can't with you. I can't with you. Killing me. But yeah, we'll get you in contact with a couple other people for a few other streams.
That'd be amazing.
You definitely have a wonderful product and something that needs to be seen. Also, do you have, I didn't see it here back before yep, you don't. Okay, so you also don't have anything listed for any stretch goals. Now I get that you're trying to make sure you get funded first. Mm-hmm. Which makes perfect sense. Sometimes dangling a stretch goal that's just a little bit past funded is enticing to get people to want to back. So I would consider what kind of stretch goals you could do. There's some really simple ones like perfect binding, going with UV spot gloss kind of stuff. Or
actually, the ones we had planned were trading cards because they're easily to slide into.
Trading cards are phenomenal.
Board.
It's happening, guys. Just deal with it. I'm going to suggest patches.
Patches? Okay.
Patches are amazing.
If you have actually a supplier for patches,
I do.
Yeah, please. That'd be great.
Got you. Got you. Look at that. I didn't even have to tell him. I just mentioned it and he goes, something tells me you know someone who makes patches.
Yes, this would be good. Just so you cosplay, and I know cosplayers know people who make patches.
I have two different people that I go to. Yeah. One of them is 10 minutes down the street, and one of them does phenomenal detail work. So
fantastic. Yeah.
Frog G goes, will there be patches in a stretch goal asking for a friend? They all know me so well. But it's me and Luke are really big on patches. We've got our, like, he has a battle vest and I have a bomber jacket for me and my co-host. And so we're putting patches and stuff on that kind of stuff.
Oh, nice. That's super cool.
Jason's getting overly sexual, but
nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, if you put goals out there for people, then it helps them feel like they're helping you achieve that, and they're getting closer to some of those cooler items.
Like
so
that. Okay, well, I'll have to look into the patches. That's fun. But we were looking at trading cards just of how easy it is to extra art.
Trading
and
cards are also a good one. And really, it depends. Some people love patches. Some people love trading cards. Some people love both. I'm a patch girl, but that's because I specifically have stuff I'm putting it on.
Mm-hmm.
This dog is killing me right now. But then we got like Paul right here. He says trading cards are awesome.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And Jason likes trading cards too. So
trading
cards. Are not
I had a fun
a
idea for the trading cards too. I wanted to do like those old school, like the old school like sports trading cards, like the boxing trading cards. Yeah. So I really wanted to do that with like, I'd have Leah on the front with like kind of a thing with some stats on the back with like another image. At least that's what I had in mind for going. We're doing a trading card for the pre-launch page as well. So we've had that in the works for a while. So I think having another fun one like that for some of the other characters would be really cool.
I agree. I think it'd be great. Wolverine's upset that Jason got sexual with Adam, and Jason is saying 2 people like patches. Shae too. That is quantifiably incorrect, sir. Patches are amazing, but whatever. But yeah, literally, if you're gonna do something like a patch goal, it's usually best to do it at a higher level. So your goal in US dollars is 3,794.
Okay.
So I would do a patch goal. I probably wouldn't do until you hit like $6,500 somewhere around there.
Okay.
Simply because they do cost a little bit. They don't cost a ton, and you can really control depending on how much embroidery is involved and stuff like that. But when it comes to trading cards are to do and a lot cheaper usually. And so if you wanted to do something like that when you hit, I don't know, $4K US. So just past your,
just a little bit goal. Over. Yeah.
So, or whatever a nice round looking number in Canadian is, that, but kind of around about that number would be a really good number for maybe the first trading card. And then you can do it incrementally until you get to, your magic patch goal or whatever,
which would be a lot of
if
fun.
That's something that you decided you want to do. But both patches and trading cards are really easy to slip into Gemini mailers along with everything else. So,
which is always saving on shipping costs pretty much is
absolutely. Absolutely. Jason, I'm not going to argue with you about patches. Okay, they're fucking awesome. Shut up. I Borrow Ideas says you should have hand turkeys as a stretch goal. I make hand turkeys. They're really terrible. Highly detailed.
Fun? Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
They're very fun and highly detailed. And I might have to do one of your main chick all beaten up and bloodied and a hand turkey because it'd be funny.
Do it. That'd be awesome.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I got Frog G saying a wise man said you can tell a lot about somebody by asking them what kind of tree they would be. And then Jason followed up with his trademark question. If you were a tree, which one?
Which one would be if I was a tree? I want to say maple because I guess if I'm a Canadian, it might be a boring answer. But I really like maple syrup, so I'm all over that.
You're so Canadian.
I know, isn't it bad?
Oh, that is hilarious. Wow. All right. Well, I have no idea what's happening in my chat anymore. I'm just gonna ignore them. Wow, that was crazy. If you guys have any other questions that you would like to ask Erik, please be sure to post your questions up in the chat. Is there anything else that you kind of want to let anybody know about with this campaign?
So with Gray Matter, actually, we've probably discussed most of it, other than I really want to thank everyone who's backed it so far. It's been a really fun time, and it's been good.
Yeah, this looks like a really fun one, and I really like the premise because it's just enough like fighting and grit and action, and just enough of that like cyberpunk, and the way that the panels are laid out, it feels like it's gonna have a little bit of that like noir kind of.
Which is what I love too. Yeah. So if you like noir stories, and that's exactly the direction I like to take a lot of my characters and a lot of my stories. So we're going to have Leah's again. I will actually touch on Leah a little bit. She's a very gray character, which plays right into noir, and that she makes a lot of choices, not all of them great, but you could definitely sympathize with why she's making those choices. And she is going to change drastically over the story, either for the better or for the worse.
Okay.
So
Jason says, do you have any other concepts that are in the pipe? And then will Shae refresh the campaign without me begging her to do so? Yes, Jason, I will refresh the campaign, but you have no finesse, sir. I'm telling you that.
It's all about the transitions. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Do you have any other concepts that are in the pipe?
I have a bunch of comic ideas, again, more cyberpunk stuff. But so we have Hardwired, which is going to trade paperback in a couple months. So watch for that, which will be that won't be anything. That's going to be the collection of me and Ross Zuko's past series. And then in terms of another series coming up, I really like baseball, and me and Sarah actually pitched a series to one of Image's contests. Unfortunately, we didn't win, although I think we should have because we had an awesome concept. But it is set in the near future where baseball allows cybernetics into the league. And the story is about one of the last players who refuses to wear cybernetics, and he's currently trying to hold on to the last closing job for the Montreal expats. So that depends and also shows how far he's willing to go to hold on to that closing job. So for those that like baseball and like sci-fi, I'm trying to mash the two together because I want to see some more baseball and sports books.
You a baseball fan?
I am. You can see my Blue Jays cap right behind me there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We got a
that
playoff
doesn't,
spot right
honestly,
now.
that no longer means anything in today's world. People just buy shit and you're like, oh
This is
yeah, so
true.
you're a fan of Guns N' Roses, and they go, who? And you're like,
Huh?
the shirt you're wearing.
The lead singer, Slash.
Who's that? That's not, no.
Who's that?
You're like, okay, stop. Okay. Let us do this before Jason has an aneurysm. All right. So when we started this, you have 45 backers at $15.76 US dollars. Let's do a refresh, and you are now at $1,779 US dollars. I love
Thank you,
it.
everyone.
47
That's awesome.
backers. That is phenomenal. That is really good. So obviously we need you to extend so we can get you on a couple other streams.
Now that I know that this is a thing that's available to me, this is very good.
I'm so happy we had you on the show.
You should start an educational channel. This will be great. IGG 101. Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm really bad about recording and then editing down the stuff into things that don't sound like crap. So it will happen. Yeah. It is happening. I'm calling it Valkyries in Mead, and I even have I have a background already done up for it that I just made.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
let's see it. I dig that. That's a good background.
It's me and Cy, and it's amazing. But yeah, so that was commissioned by Carla Tornelli. She is phenomenal. It's very, very good. But yeah, it is coming. I promise it's coming. Cool. Jason says sports and comics are in an odd place. Fair enough.
I think it's a niche market, but it could be a lot of fun.
And this was the other thing I was going to tell you off air. Extend on your last day, so you get the bump on Indiegogo.
Cool. All right. I will do
that. Paul says you got your wish. Thank you so much, Frog G, for coming by. You are amazing. I hope that work is not terrible. And honestly, Eric, I appreciate having you come out here. This has been super awesome. This is a wonderful, wonderful campaign that definitely I want to see more from.
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show. This is great.
Yeah, there's just, there's a little bit of selfishness in it because I mean, she's a really hot redhead. So like I kind of want to see what happens. Yeah. Right? Exactly. But also Sarah's art is beautiful. The way that she kind of has these characters like interacting with each other and everything seems really, really natural and very exciting. So I really want to see more from Gray Matter. Definitely go check it out if you haven't already. And while you are doing all of those kinds of things, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Red Valkyrie. We still have our 1K extravaganza for us hitting monetization that we are going to be doing next month, and it's going to be epic. So please make sure that you are subbed to us with that notification bell. I will be posting about it on YouTube, so you guys will get that notification as well before we go live, and you guys will know about it first. And we're giving away comics and original art and prints and a whole lot of amazingness. So make sure that you are subbed to us, and we will catch you all next time. Thank you so much to everyone in the chat, and thank you, Eric, for being here. You guys are awesome. We will